Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the vlog for the 2021 Christmas light show. Let's get started. Pretty much I will be spending a lot of time pretty much filling in all these different cells to turn the lights on and off at different times, depending on what the music is. As you can see up here, along here we have the visualization of the music, which is useful to have. It's not always the most useful thing when you're sequencing songs, because sometimes there can be other sounds like in the song that kind of mess up the beat, but it can be useful for reference. But a lot of the time you just have to kind of play the song and kind of figure out where each thing goes, so it does take a bit. In terms of channels here, in terms of standard Christmas light channels, we have 48, which means that each one of these separate channels here we can control individually from the rest. So that pretty much can mean like a single string or like a group of strings that are connected to the same output. And then the special ones here that you can see, these black channels, these are actually RGB devices, and what that means is red, green, and blue. So they pretty much, for these devices here, we can have the lights be 3 different colors, or honestly you can do so many different colors by just changing how bright each of these separate channels are in here. And that opens up a lot of possibilities for different things that you can do. So I'm in my crawl space now and we got our light back on over here. This is where we store all the holiday display related stuff. Yes, all these boxes right here, and even some of the stuff right here. So yeah, the candy canes that we bought are right over there on my candy cane shelf, because yes, that now exists. We have some more lights in here and some other supplies. Those are a couple floodlights there, RGB ones. Red, green, and blue. That's, when I say RGB, it means pretty much just the lights that can change to really any color. We have the multicolored. These rolls are just big packs of lights. So you know, we have, I think both of these are 300 packs right here. One's warm white and one's multicolor, and then that one there is 150 packs. Each of these are 100 lights, as you can see there, for the leaping arches, which a good percentage of these lights are for. But yeah, so there's some other props here. Mainly it's just trees, so like that's our pencil tree, which I have to wrap some more lights around with some of the red there. This is one of the tomato cage trees. This is actually the one that I went and already added the set of blue lights onto this one. I still need to do it for the other one right there, because these are gonna have blue and white, and same with those smaller trees. Pretty much they're gonna be in a line or maybe a slight curve, but the 2 bigger ones will be on the edge, and then the 4 smaller ones will be on the middle. That is like a ball. I have to fix some of the lights on it because they're kind of falling off. I made that a bit ago. We're gonna probably hang that from the tree that we hung it last time. We have over there, we have a Starburst prop, which I'm currently testing. I plan to make at least a couple more of them, and those will all be attached to a channel which I can turn on and off and make the Starburst effect. How those work is we have a bunch, I think they're actually in there. I took a bunch of or like a set of the icicle lights or the meteor shower lights, the ones that like have the animation going down, and I put them all from the start in the middle to the ends on the outside. And then pretty much when you plug the set of icicle lights in, they all fall at the same time. So that's how those work, because then when you turn the channel on, then they'll all go out, and then you just turn the channel off. Yeah, so I have a bunch of candy canes there. There are actually some in behind there that I'm planning on getting rid of because they're like over 10 years old. They somehow still work, but we'll see how those, there's some lights out on them anyway, but yeah. These we're gonna use just for some static Christmas lights for the display. Probably will be nearest up to the some of the plants up that's up near the entrance to our house, so it'll be more out of the way. There is going to be a bunch of lights that aren't actually synchronized to the show, which is fine. That's part of what it is, but there is a good amount that aren't going to be part of the show. Those will be just static display. Also, there's a Toon 2 sign in there. I need to actually fix that up a little bit because it's kind of, we made that super quickly for Halloween. So that's gonna be it for this little bit of an update. I'll see you guys in the next clip. All right, so we are now back from buying most of the stuff that we were going to be buying for this this light show this year. We found this in the clearance aisle of Canadian Tire. So what this pretty much is this kind of like cone kind of tree right here, and as you can see, it's a wireframe tree. It has this kind of rope light kind of stuff around it. And pretty much what the situation with this is that only half the tree actually lights. So this part down here lights, this part doesn't. This went for originally, like this thing here went for originally $320. We got it for $25. So already when I was looking at it, there's this cable right here that looks a bit chewed up. So it could be as simple as that, and if I can get that fixed, then this is a steal of a deal. I'll show you what we have lit here. So pretty much this bottom part lit, and it has twinkly lights on it. Okay, so I am going to try and fix this connection here, and hopefully it'll make this top half light. Okay, so I just went and soldered up the new connection and put the heat shrink tubing on it. I'm gonna test it, and we're gonna hope this works. Let's try it. And it still does not work. Okay, so that was apparently no. Oh. I'm not the only one who sees that, right? You can see that one light. Oh yeah, there. Okay, so something is happening. Good news is the lights seem to be working. So it's somewhere between here and here that's our problem, I'm assuming. So I'm trying to figure out which of these wires is causing this to happen. There's got to be a bad connection somewhere in the line. All right, everybody, so I'm back to this tree. And I've done a lot of testing and a lot of troubleshooting, and I've narrowed it down to one string on this tree that is causing the problem. It is not this flagged one right here. It is, where is it? The string that's attached to this pigtail is the one that is faulty. That is the one that's causing the problem. So, this here, what I labeled this here, there's a string there, you see the little wire? Yeah, right there. So I'm gonna fix that up. And then I'm just gonna leave this one disconnected, that other one, and then I'm gonna connect the rest of the stuff back up. And I'm gonna see if this tree lights. Okay, so at this point, what I've done is I shorted this wire here. And the reason why I'm doing that is I wanna get this connection. You see these two wires here, I wanna just have them connect. Because, you know, before with this, it would go through and then would come back, and then that would continue it on from there. Because the reason why it wasn't lighting before is that because this was disconnected, it would pretty much just not let the power go past. So there we go. that's on. I'm going to put this right here. And now this is where we see if it will work. We have pretty much fixed this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there it is. We have fixed this tree. Okay, so it is now November 14th, and I'm about to start making the leaping arches, the new ones for this year. So we have the PVC pipe over here. There's going to be 2 arches. Each are going to be 10 feet long, so these are 10 feet pieces of PVC. Each are going to be 7 sections, so pretty much 7 strings of lights are going to be on each of these, and I'm going to be using blue Christmas lights for that. Standard Christmas lights. I have them in the crawl space. I will grab them from there. But pretty much what I have to do is this gets pretty tedious, because what you have to do is pretty much lay it out something like this, and you have to wrap lights around these pieces of pipe. So that'll be a lot to wrap around. So I have the piece of PVC laid out here, and so this is a 10-foot piece of PVC, and we need to pretty much split this into 7 sections, and it needs to be even for every section that the Christmas lights are going to be wrapped around here. So with a little bit of honestly really quick and easy math, figured out I pretty much need to make every section be 17 inches. In reality, it's actually more like 17.14. You get the point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to round it to 17 and then just put a ½ an inch on either side, and that'll work fine. So after all that, this leaping arch is ready to go. I ran the extension cords along the pipe on the inside, and that way I can conceal them, and now all the extension cords are out here on the back, or not the back, the side, one of the sides of the arch. And I'm doing that just to make it look a little bit better, and so that you won't see extension cords just running down the side. So that's the first arch. I'll probably move on to the next one now. I won't record that one because it's literally just the same thing all over again. Or at least I won't time lapse it. And I will update you guys when I am finished. And both arches are done. Alright, so I'm about to wrap these trees right here with these blue lights. And that way each of them will be blue and white, so that's gonna be cool. Okay, these trees are now wrapped in blue, so all the trees are now wrapped. This is probably one of the most funny parts of my Christmas light collection. It's just the bins with all the extra bulbs, and this is just over buying so many light strings. They come with, like for the Walmart, for these ones, they come with 2 bulbs each pack. So now I just have all of these extra bulbs. Here's some Lowe's Christmas lights. Yeah, all the fuses. I keep all the extra fuses too, yes. This is Canadian Tire right here. I actually have 2 bins for Canadian Tire. We bought the most lights from Canadian Tire. Some green. These are all warm white or white. I don't fully remember. I think these are warm white, possibly white, red. There's 1 pink bulb. Here, more fuses. Here's the second Canadian Tire bin. We have more green here. This is actually just a broken off green tip, which is kind of funny. We have some blue. These are actually the twinkling, and then Costco, because we have bought lights from Costco before. All right, so it's time to make 2 more of these starburst props that are gonna go on the roof of the house. And yeah, so I have the supplies I need to make the other 2. One more, I'm gonna be making 2 more. One of them is gonna be same pure white like this one, and then a multicolored one. And all 3 starburst props are done. So I just spent the last hour and a half modeling this 3D printed case for this Cosmic Color Ribbon controller right here. I needed a better case, and this is the best I'm gonna get in terms of making a case for it. This is gonna hold the power supply and everything in it, and give spot to put all the cables and everything like that. Oh my gosh. There it is. Done. Okay, so I have these little bits of extra PVC pipe. It's actually PVC conduit. And, I mean, judging by my height, as you can see, they come up to about my waist there. So I'm gonna try something with these. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet, but I have 6 pieces of it, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try, I don't know, we'll see. I'll see how many lights I have as well, because I mean, that's another thing that will determine that. But yeah, I have those. I'm gonna think about a couple of ideas with that and see if I have the lights for them. And there we go. That's the relit snowflake. Okay, so we're gonna currently test out the height of this pole tree that's gonna go right here. I'm gonna use some of these lights that I have and see how tall roughly we want to make it. So I'm gonna do that. So pretty much what I'm dealing with here is I'm just trying to figure out the exact distance between what the height of this will be and what the radius from there will be. It's going to be a half tree, so it's going to go from there and then just loop around the front. So I have the radius, which is 2 foot there, so then I just make a circle and then I can figure out exactly how much I need to make the spacing there in terms of how many Christmas lights I have, in terms of how long these lengths are. And I can find that by figuring out what the length of this is by the triangle here, because there's this here and then this up here. So that's kind of what we're figuring out. Depending on what the music asks for, or depending on what the music asks for, yeah, okay. We found this in the clearance aisle, because there's a little bit you can see on the wire there, if it will Focus, please focus, please focus. Focus. Okay, hold on. And I'm rounding it to 7 inches. It's actually more like, well, let's see, 17, or did I just say 7? I meant to say 17. I'm so sorry. 17. I keep them separate for each different. I can't even see where the stuff is. Hold on. Okay, that was a stupid idea. Why did I think that was a good idea? Let's try that again. And all 3 burst props are done. Starburst props. To put the controller that you can't see right now, hold on.